Good morning, everyone. This is Dr. Megha Sharma, and I'll be taking your session today on one of the most important topic related to the associate customer support, that is the fundamentals of the customer service. So it is very important that you understand what is the customer service, what are the basic fundamentals. So if you work as an associate or if you work as an agent or an executive with the company, so this would be of the utmost importance to you. All right. So let's take it further. So before we actually understand what customer support system fundamentals are, let us break it down. Okay. Now the first word is customer. Who is the customer? Anyone can answer that. Who is the customer? So the customer is a person who actually purchases the goods from the company. But nowadays, you might have heard, or you might have observed, or you might have experienced that even if you're interested in buying a product, right? So, like if you want to buy a shirt, whether you will get it in cotton or what would be the stuff, all the details are there. But related to that product also, so if you have any kind of query, you have a customer support number, right? So you have not purchased the goods yet, but still you have or you are interested in buying the product. So you are the potential customer. So in few of the companies, the potential customers are treated or are answered by the customer support. Few companies give it to the sales department. So let's take it as in, so one customer is the existing customer, that is who has purchased the goods, and another is the potential customers. Okay. So to support these customers, how will you support? You will answer the query, you will solve their problem, right? So through this phenomenon, you provide certain support to the customer. So when you provide this kind of service, that is customer support service. And then another very, very interesting question: why is it required? Why? Because it has been, proven, and through the data, through the facts, and throughout the years, that when we provide these customer support services, the business growth takes place. Revenue generation is there, but the important two factors are you get the proper market feedback so that the company can move in the direction in which they are supposed to be, or how their customers want them to be. All right. So, what is the customer support system? So, either they are the potential customers or they are the existing customers. So, kind of support that you provide to the customers regarding answering their query or being the direct point of contact between the organization and the customers. So, this kind of service is known as customer support service. Now, what could be the fundamentals? I'll tell you, there are four pillars, okay? Very important four pillars of the customer support services. And these pillars are communication skills. Now, understand, students, this is very, very important pillar. Now, what is happening? The customer cannot see you face to face. What are they doing? They can only hear you, right? So, effective communication skills plays a very crucial role. All right. So then comes the personality. You might be, thinking that when the customer is not watching you directly, how can your personality work in that factor? We will discuss that later on. Okay. But that's an important pillar. Then comes the problem solving. Okay, the customer has called you so that you can solve their problem, but it also requires series of steps that you need to follow. And then it's the process control. All right. So we will learn them one by one. So don't take it as this is not the hierarchy. Okay. In a customer support system, these are the fundamental pillars. So all together, they contribute to the call or the entire conversation that you make with the customer. All right. So let's start with the first one, that is communication skills. Okay. The first and utmost important point is clarity of speech. Just think of a day and you're just talking to someone and they're just saying, yeah, okay, what? Hmm. So there could be a technical issue, but there could be a tone issue. There could be an understanding issue, right? So if you get these kind of disturbances in the call, will you speak to the customer or will you speak to someone? Certainly not. You will not speak. You know why? Because you are there to make them understand what you're trying to say. But if that person is not able to understand or reply back to you in a clear way, then that is not at all effective communication. Okay. So let's take an example. Okay. So let's take an example of a boy named Rahul. He ordered a blue shirt, okay, from ABC company. Okay. But what happened that he received a black shirt. Now he has to go to his nephew's birthday party. He has to wear that shirt, but he got the wrong shirt. So he called up in the customer service and he said, hi, I'm Rahul. I have ordered for a blue shirt, but I got a black shirt. So you have to take time. Don't answer immediately if you don't understand. Okay. So now this is the serious situation, right? So the customer must be aggressive, the customer must be anxious, the customers must be disturbed, sometimes frustrated also. So here you can say, how will you give that you have understood clear the concept, the clear query of the customer that he has been asking to you. So I'm so sorry. I apologize, right? What I understood is that you have ordered for a blue shirt, but you received the black shirt. Okay. So this is how you're showing the clarity that you got it right. Okay. And then listening. Okay, you have to listen very, very actively. Listening is the very important part of the communication. If you don't listen to him, right, you cannot solve his problem. So listening is very important. What could have happened, like if Rahul has started his call and he said, yeah, I have ordered for a blue shirt, and you said, yeah, okay, we will give a refund. Have you listened to him? No, you haven't. So listening is very important. Maybe he doesn't require a refund. Maybe he needs a replacement, right? So to solve a problem and to have a clear communication, you need to listen very actively. So next point is probing. What is probing? Is asking questions, right? So what happens? So in a customer support service system, so whenever they and any call you receive from the customer end, you get the entire data on your computer screen. What he ordered, when he ordered. So you can actually need to verify and you can probe by asking, I'm so sorry, sir. I can understand that you have ordered for a blue shirt, but you received the black. But can I get your order number, please? Right. What other questions you can ask? You can ask for the order number. You can ask for the date. You can ask for the registered mobile number, right? So keep on probing, right? So next is acknowledgement, right? So how will you acknowledge the person? So there are certain words that you need to speak. Yeah, all right, I understand. So these are the words, when the customer is listening to you over the call, so you're acknowledging him. Yeah. So you were saying, yeah, all right, understand. So that actually makes a bond, makes a relationship, makes a trust building relationship between the customer, that you are acknowledging him, that you're listening to him, right? Next comes restate or paraphrase. So whatever you have understood, when he finishes whatever he is supposed to say, So you have to restate. Sir, if I have correctly understood, you have ordered a blue shirt, but you receive on this and this date with order number this, but you have received a black shirt, right? So you are rephrasing, right? So it gives them more clarity. Interruption, you should avoid interruptions. When someone is speaking, hey, excuse me, right? So when you interrupt, the flow of the call gets interrupted and customer will really get more frustrated. So avoid interruptions. And if it is very, very important or there is some technical issue, so then take permission. I'm sorry to interrupt you, sir. There is some technical issue. Will I can I arrange a call back or just give me a few minutes or whatever you want to say? So interrupt with the permission, else do not interrupt. Okay? Try to avoid interruptions. Assurance. Assurance is something that builds the trust on the company. When you say, sir, I will take care of that. Sir, I assure you, we ensure that you will get it. Right? So these are the words because the customer is not seeing you. He is only listening to you. Next comes empathy. Empathy is different than that of the sympathy. Empathy is something when you are putting your feet in customer shoes, right? How can you show or over the call, how can you express the empathy part? Empathy is when the Rahul is complaining about his blue shirt and which gets, changed by some black shirt and he has to attend an important event. So how will you empathize a patient? How will you empathize him? Empathy is, sir, I understand. It's really frustrating when you have to go to some important event and you have a wrong order, sir. But then empathy needs to connect with assurance. But I assure you, sir, I'm there to solve your problem. Okay? So this is how you develop a trust. Then comes the repo building. Repo building actually it starts initially when you engage the customer in the conversation. Sir, I understand. I can see that you have purchased a lot of product from us. Yeah, but this time there was a slight mistake, and I will definitely find it out. This brings the next point that is the ownership. What is the ownership? I will definitely try to solve this out, right? So ownership, I will personally prioritize this work, right? So this is the ownership that you are entrusted, you are taking the ownership, right? That yes, this matter belongs to me because the customer cannot see the company. What he's seeing or what he's actually connecting with is you. So you are the representative, right? So you need to have the clarity of speech. You need to listen him very carefully. You need to probe, right? For all the questions. You need to acknowledge his words. You need to restate. You need to paraphrase. Do not interrupt. Assure the customer. Empathize him. Have a rapport building. And then for the entire communication, take the ownership, right? Because you are working on behalf of the company. So that is how the customers connect. Okay. Then there are certain phone etiquettes that need to be followed during a call. Okay. So you might have purchased so many things, okay, from the market, from the e-commerce side, from the online shopping. So what do you observe? When you call on the customer support, how they answer you? How do they answer? You might have observed. Hi, I'm Sonia, right? Whenever you have called to a customer support services, how they respond? First, they greet you, right? Hello, hi, or they wish time, right? Good morning. I'm Sonia from so and so company. Okay, and how may I help you, sir? Right? So, what are the four components of opening the call? Greet, introduce yourself, yeah, and introduce your company, and then how may I help you? then the call begins. And then you need to follow all those components that we have read or we have studied in the communication skills. You need to follow that on during the call. Next comes hold procedure or dead air. Trust me, guys, this is very frustrating when you don't speak for 10 seconds. That is called dead air. You don't speak for a few seconds and you're not supposed to do that. It really frustrates the customer. So, don't practice the dead air thing. So, then there is a hold procedure. Before putting your customer on hold, always seek permission. Okay. So, I'm resolving your problem. Okay. So, how will you seek permission? First, inform him why do you need to go. Okay. I'm resolving your problem. I'm connecting with so and so department. Okay. Or whatever you're doing during that time. It will take 2 to 3 minutes. Okay. So you have seek permission. You have how you're seeking the permission. You have informed him. Then why you're putting the customer on hold. You told him the reason. Then for how much time you're going to put him on hold. And then ask, can I keep you on hold, sir? Okay, so this is the whole procedure. And then is the call closing. So when you have resolved the customer query, how you will close the call. You might have experienced, right? You might have spoken to many customer representatives. So what do? They summarize the call. So you have called us, this was the issue, this has been resolved. And if it is not resolved, then inform that this and this is the date, right? And if it is not being done, then I will mail you or whatever solutions that you have come up with. Okay. Then before ending the call, inform, is there anything that I can help you with? Okay. What are you informing? That you are concerned. Okay. So if he says no, thank you, sir. Thanks for calling. Have a nice day. Right? So these are the phone etiquettes. So what are the points to remember? Open call with a smile, greet the customer, introduce yourself, seek permissions where there's a hold, okay, or whether you are asking or proving something, you need the informations, you always seek permissions. Okay, understand his query, reconfirm the issue that this is what you have understand and this is what you're going to operate now. Set expectations and summarize. Okay, so these were the important points to remember. Next comes the personality. So you might be thinking that the customer is not watching me. What personality is he seeking for? Trust me, guys, if if you call normally to someone and you're leaning, yeah, okay, I'll do that. How does that sound? That sounds that the person is not interested. Okay, so always sit in an upright position, shoulders straight, and then with a smile. Good morning, this is Sonia from Flipkart. How may I help you today? Okay, and have your call with enthusiasm. So personality it should be with smile, with enthusiasm, and not leaning your body. Okay. Then comes the important point, call control. We will discuss this later on in detail, but here I just want to highlight call control is have the control of the entire conversation with you. And trust me, when you have the solution, you have the control. Okay? So if you have the solution, you have the control of the call. And we will have certain mock sessions later on. Be, be assertive. Being assertive is very, very important nowadays. So if you have to say like, I don't know, I have to check. Okay? So can you please hold? Let me check with the team and I'll get back to you. Okay? Don't don't react with the aggression. And let me tell you, at what time the aggression is at the point, when your duty ends up at 6 o'clock in the evening, and you get a call at the same time, and customer is agitated or frustrated, right? So during that time, don't be aggressive, behave professionally. If you're taking up that call, but if things are not possible because the entire team has gone, you can solve out his problem. Then say, thank you for calling, sir, but this is the situation and this is the first priority that I'm going to do. Else, if you have shifts in the company, then give it to the evening shift. Okay, but don't handle it in an aggressive way. Have patience, it will take time. Okay, don't be emotional. Sometimes what happens that the customer has a gift for one of his relative which did not reach on time. So sometimes what happens, we feel bad, but it's not our mistakes. It may be some vendor or technical error or whatever it is. But be patient. Don't be emotional. Okay. And keep assuring. Keep assuring. This has to be your personality. The body language should be straight and in a right position. You have to take the lead of the call. You have to be assertive, patient, knowledgeable. If you don't know your product, if you don't know the process of your company, you will be neglected by the customer. He will be more frustrated on. Okay. Then comes the resilience. Resilience is be professional and be calm with the customer. Okay. So professionalism is very important. Although there might be certain times, in certain situation, it could be that there are certain emotions comes out when, a grandfather is crying over the call that I was supposed to give this dress to my granddaughter, which did not reach, so it feels bad. But you have to be resilient, you have to be professional, and you have to be calm, because being emotional doesn't solve his problem. Why customer called you? Because he wants you to solve his problem. Right? So being emotional with him doesn't solve the problem. So be professional, be resilient. Next is adaptability. Be adaptive to the situation. The customer can be calm, the customer can be agitated, the customer can be emotional. Okay, so you have to get adaptable to from both the sides. Whatever resources you have, whatever the uh, team collaborations you have, right? Whatever people you have around you in your company, the resources you have, and whatever is the mood of the customer. So you have to be adaptable to that environment. Okay. Next is a team player. Do not try to do all the work of yourself. Just do whatever you are assigned to do. So have team collaboration, speak to them. Okay, if you have to get connected with the vendor, do that. So this has to be the personality. Next is problem solver. The the fundamental thing is like you have to solve the problem. So as we have like already learn in the communication skills, that you have to understand the problem. How you will understand the problem? When you listen to the customer very carefully, when you clarify. Okay, so if the same Rahul complains that this is what is happening, I got a black shirt instead of a blue shirt. So you listen and you clarify. Okay, is the orders number is same? Okay, by mistake, because it can happen, right? You receive someone else's order. Is the name is correct? Right? Then there is analytical thinking. You have to break down the problem. What is the problem? He ordered for a blue shirt, he got the black shirt, right? And he has to go to the event. So blue shirt, black shirt, and event. So you have broken down the problem. And how can you think that in the situation? You have to replace it. You're checking the order number, you're checking with the vendor. Then you have to be creativity in your solutions, like think outside the box. So it's sometimes customer is not agree with the solution that you have given. So you have to give the alternate solutions also to the customer. Like you I'll send you an email tomorrow. Okay. If you will which will be highlighting all the replacement things and order number and how you have to go through that. Similarly, if the customer, I cannot wait for that. Fine, sir, just give me 2 minutes. I'll put your call on hold or let me check with the vendor what has actually happened. Okay, so think outside the box or come up with the alternate solutions. Decisiveness, you have to be very confident in whatever solution you're making. Okay, you have to be very confident and you have to prioritize. Like he has to go to the event, so he need the shirt before that. So keep all the points in the mind. Then is communication of solutions. That is clear explanation. You have to explain him clearly that this is your order number. You have received the wrong. I am replacing it. This is your replacement number. I'm sending you an email, and this is the date expected from the vendor end. And this will be the process that you have to follow. Then follow up and verification. So if that is very important because customer will feel that belongingness. How? If you have promised, someday that on 7th you will receive the blue shirt, okay? Then check on 7th or in the evening time that so whether have you received it or not. So follow up in verifying things is very important. It gives the belongingness. It enhances the trust of the customer. Then is continuous learning. So if this has happened, okay, so then learn from it. Be informed that what are the steps, that you have to do. Then is collaboration and escalation. So collaboration is collaborate with your team. Maybe you are new to the system and maybe your colleagues knows what needs to be done. And then escalation, you should know that if you cannot solve his problem, if you have a vendor team is separate and if some higher management is talking to them, then escalate his problem. Okay, follow up with them, document it. So this entire solution, if you are a problem solver, then you have to do all these steps with the internal department and also with the customer. Then comes the customer centric approach. How will you develop a customer centric approach? When you empathize him, when you're not emotionally connected, but you're actually feeling what he's trying to say or what he is undergoing through. And then is proactivity. You are starting, like, you are being proactive. Okay, you are understanding the needs. Oh, this has happened. Oh, sir. Now, apart from that, what you can do, right? Rahul, who was supposed to get the blue shirt, but he received the black shirt. Now, what additional help you can get, right? Sir, as I can see, you have been an active member of our company. You're buying products from us. So, sir, we would also like to inform you that this is the offer and the scheme, which is specially for the members like you. Okay. So then, it gives the trust to the customer that the company takes care of me. And when this happens, the customer will come to you again to buy the products. Okay. Next comes the customer support contributes to overall customer satisfaction. This is a very important point because CSAT, customer satisfaction, is something that has a complete performance evaluation. And whatever you speak, whatever you communicate, all this stuff actually gets the score. You might have heard from the customer support team that, sir, after this call, you will get a feedback form. Kindly rate us, right? So then there is a CSAT score, customer satisfaction score, that counts, that gives you appraisal. Okay. So the CSAT score we will discuss later on. That's again, a lengthy topic, but it is of the important. This is of the fundamentals, the customer support. Then last is process control. Process control is you know the process, you're handling it with patience, you're focusing on resolving the issue, and there are certain things. How you will do the control process by leading the call. Okay. Initially, when Rahul complains, so what you're doing, you are assessing, you're diagnosing what is the issue. Issue is the wrong product. Okay. Now, when you are establishing the control. Then you say, sir, I understand. I regret. Oh, sorry. I apologize that you have uh, received the wrong product. And it's really frustrating when you have to go to certain event and you have received the wrong product. But, sir, let us take it step by step to help you or to provide you the solution that how will you get the shirt, right? You have, then it is the step by step, a very organized approach you have presented. You are managing the customer emotions by empathizing him, yes, sir, by acknowledging his words, by reassuring him, the one which we have read in the communication part. Then comes the resource utilization. Okay. Resource utilization is like keep the customer informed and be transparent. There is no need to tell, sir, tomorrow, like this, you will get the shirt returned. Nothing like this needs to happen. What will happen then? He will not receive the product again, he will be agitated, he will not buy product from you. Okay, so don't give any wrong information. Just be transparent what is in actual. Be proactive in communication. Like, yes, you're there, you're just ready to solve this problem. Okay. Uh, you should know, when to escalate, when not to escalate the things. Unnecessary, do not like do the escalations, but whenever it is required or whenever the customer is demanding, just escalate that. Documentation and follow up, we have already done. Continuous improvement, like feedbacks you are taking from the customer, you're learning from your experience, right? So in the company, you have such records, right? You can study it, you can see the continuous improvement in you, and then maintain the professionalism. It is very important. You have to be calm under the pressure also. What is the pressure? That the person you're trying to help is getting angry, is getting aggressive. So this is how you have to do. So these were the basic fundamentals of the customer support services. Communication skills. So this is all. So when you are having the call between, like the call is between you and the customer, so your communication skills are of utmost important. You have to be a problem solver. You have to take the lead of the call. You must know what are the phone etiquettes. So these are the very, very, very important points. So these are the basic fundamentals. We just know, it's a 5 or 4 minute call, right? But it takes a lot of professionalism. It takes your personality. It takes your communication skills and all that stuff. Okay. So if you have any questions, I would love to answer it. Okay, then we will continue the session and thank you so much. Have a nice day, everyone.